My one and only idol that I really remember watching and looking and trying to find him on TV, and would sit and listen to every interview, and ultimately ended up starting to wear his jersey in football, was Burt Jones.
Bradshaw was a guy I love. I loved
Archie Manning was one of my idols.
Brian Sipe and Terry Bradshaw.
And I have a lot of respect for Phil Simms.
Probably Y.A. Tittle.
Terry Bradshaw and Roger Staubach.
I was a big Roger Staubach fan.
Joe Namath.
Roman Gabriel.
Even Joe Theismann.
Roger Staubach was my hero.
John Elway.
Elway and Marino and Kelly. And
I was a big Vince Ferragamo fan, if you can believe that. No, I was, and I was a fan of Vince's. I was a Rams fan. I was born in California and lived there till I was 12, and I liked the Rams. And that was the year that they went on to go to the Super Bowl, and so I was a fan of his. Before the first Super Bowl, someone asked me this very question, and I mentioned Vince, and he couldn't believe it. He saw it. He couldn't. He absolutely could. In fact, they said it during the telecast. He couldn't believe it. He sent me a telegram.
Probably Y.A. Tittle. I'd like to have seen a little more about. I think there's one picture of him with his helmet off and blood coming down his forehead. Just reminded me of a tough, hard-nosed quarterback that was going to do whatever he could to get it done, and I like that.
Roman Gabriel, who played for the Los Angeles Rams, he was a big, strong guy. He was an Indian. He was known for just staying in the pocket no matter what was going on around him. He had great poise in the pocket, would stay in there to the last minute, and I always remember how he could stand there and take such punishment but still deliver the ball.
I followed the Giants just from growing up in New Jersey, and it was kind of great, to see Phil Simms and watch him play. He sits back there, he takes the hits, never complains. I found out he's 40 years old and he looks great. He tried to come back out of retirement. I said, "What, are you crazy?" I said, "You look great right now, stay the way you are."
My one and only idol in football was Burt Jones. He was everything that I wanted to be in a football player. Somewhat reckless, extremely bright, very athletic, a football player that played the game the way it was supposed to be played. And that was full out, full speed, a quarterback that had a certain amount of toughness to him.
Yeah, very, very severely hurting Burt Jones. He's going to go back in there and give it another try. In a standard pro set, Carr wide right, Dowdy wide left to hurting Jones. Yanks it away, wants to throw, looking to set up, has a little time, fires, and it's caught by Carr. You have seen and we have watched, and I hope you have enjoyed one of the guttiest performances by a professional quarterback. It's been my pleasure to watch in many, many years.
Everybody has their own style of playing the game, but when you're a kid, you always try to emulate other pros. And being from Pittsburgh, Bradshaw was a guy I loved. I loved him, and they won 4 Super Bowls there while I was growing up through my younger days. And then also Namath was a guy I always enjoyed watching play.
Without a doubt, the classiest guy and one of the I guess, big game quarterbacks, Joe Namath.
All right, 75 double choice. Flanker, Argo out, MK, go on 2.
Now you look back and even hearing a lot of things when I was growing up, it's a guy I wanted to idolize and look up to.
My childhood heroes are still playing. Elway and Marino and Kelly. It's kind of funny, now I get out on the field and instead of being my heroes, now I just want to go kick their butts.
John Elway was a guy, I used to cut out Sports Illustrated covers and articles on him and hang them on my wall. And I used to have his poster in college, and it just seemed like, number one, he threw the ball so hard.
First snap, Elway drops to the 35, and he's throwing it up the far side. Nateel is open, ball coming, Nateel catches it for a touchdown!
Every quarterback, when you grow up, you're playing with your friends. Okay, it's a 2-minute drill, I'm down by 4 points. I need a touchdown, and it was always, okay, I'm John Elway, who are you?
I was a big Roger Staubach fan. He was a guy that was a great athlete, could move around, and I always enjoyed his competitiveness. And a guy that, if there's anybody that I idolized, was Roger Staubach. And I think not only on the field, but off the field, I think he'd be the best role model anybody could have.
I hope I look like Roger Staubach a little bit when I play. That would be a great compliment if someone said, you play like Roger Staubach. He was the best. He could do things He's a great thrower. It's been funny the times that we played the Cowboys. Every time he's their honorary captain, they'll be on the midfield. I'll be out there thinking they're just trying to psych me a little bit by my hero being out here.
I'll tell you what, I got my ankles taped. I am ready.
He's a guy that I hope that when I'm done playing, that they would say, he was a lot like Roger Staubach.
42 seconds left in the game. Redskins lead by 6. Second down and 8 from the 8-yard line. No shotgun this time. Staubach throwing in the end zone. Tony Hill! Touchdown! Tony Hill! Oh, the stadium goes wild!
These are the things that you live for. These are the things that when you were a kid growing up in your backyard and you didn't envision yourself as a Burt Jones or a Johnny Unitas or a Craig Morton or whoever the other great quarterbacks were, you just say, and he drops back and he throws and there's 3 seconds left and he makes a diving catch and you win. And that's the excitement, the fulfillment of the sport that you live for.